Did you know, Sepupus? Apparently, if you don't like PAS, you hate Malaysia.
Bit of a recap.
Just the other day, great foreign interference guru Sukri Omar slammed the nomination of Nick Adams after 100 different people did the exact same thing, and he decided to claim credit for his so-called Islamic party. But then, while I was reading this, I ended up in a very interesting conversation. Here it is, right here, a comment by aidnair.iiii, who says, "PAS politician. I can see all the Anglophiles attacking our politician simply because he is part of PAS. The hatred they feel towards their own country is manifest." I'm like, what? Sepupu, does that make sense to you? Because as far as I'm seeing, like, he's literally saying right now that if you hate PAS, then that means that you hate Malaysia. But hey, you know, he got one like from this guy right here named Dankish Raja, who seemingly has the exact same name as this one FMT journalist. I don't know what to make of that, but like, you do you. Anyway, Sepoops, when I heard that, I was just so completely like, what? That I immediately went out and did a poll. You can go ahead and vote on it right now.
With kind of predictable results so far.
I don't know in what universe you would even think to yourself that if you don't like a political party, if you criticize it, if you go against what it teaches, then it means that you somehow hate Malaysia.
So is this guy a traitor or future savior of Malaysia? Let me know.
Like, is PAS Malaysia?
Even when many of the Malays don't support them?
Is our Prime Minister a PAS Prime Minister?
Well, the answer is obviously no, but I mean, can Hadi Awang be?
Even though he talks about pemimpin perosak while his states are filled with sumbang mahram, parties, drugs, widespread poverty, and many of you would prefer a potato over him, and also Anwar Ibrahim, by the way. Now, I'm just saying this as someone who's lived in Malaysia for a long time, but I think that Malaysia has a huge personality flaw. Wherever you go across the internet, you will find some people claiming that it is Malaysian to do this, it is Malaysian to do that, it is Malaysian to support Palestine, it is Malaysian to reject Israel, it's Malaysian to speak Bahasa Melayu, it's not Malaysian to speak English. Vernacular schools are Malaysian. Vernacular schools are not Malaysian. Wherever you go, you will see all of these ideas coming out one after another, sprouting up by convenience and whenever people want. Well, here's a newsflash for you jokers. You don't have a monopoly over Malaysia. A lot of people out there want to justify their pet cause, say that all Malaysians must support Pakistan, yet day in and day out about how there is some sort of eternal concept of Malaysia which everybody has to follow along, otherwise you're a barua bangsa, you're betraying your country, treasonous. That usually showcases that these people do not have the ability to actually think. So no, newsflash for this joker, who by the way I met on Akmal Saleh's Instagram page, while he was trying to say that the Malays have no culture because their souls have been completely replaced. While, by the way, he tries to slander me, telling lie after lie in addition to the very first one that he told, acting like he's on the side of justice, and he has such a holy, wonderful, and truly incredible party representative of the will, the heart, the soul of all Malaysians. Well, here's a fun fact for you, Sepupu. I could argue that rejecting PAS is exactly what you should do if you love Malaysia. Because as far as I know, loving Malaysia means that you love our national flag, you love our constitution, you love the Rukun Negara, and you celebrate all of those things as you celebrate Malaysia. Not your Hadi Awang eternal president for life fan club.
Reject the constitution, insult the kings.
Terpaling alim, terpaling wise, hero worship that you do day after day, even as your people become poorer and poorer. And you tell yourself, jangan cinta dunia sangat, because you are caught in an eternal loop that you can never escape from. That your leaders will tell you to keep on believing for, to fear the hour, sebab dunia ini sementara sahaja. And one could also say that loving Malaysia is making sure not to normalize slander, fitnah, lies, or going around calling people, including other Malays and Muslims, kafir just because you want to suit your political objective and you want to act like you're in the middle of a war just so that your leaders can come into power again, ride in wildfires and ponteng parliament day after day, only to come in and then yap about satu tiga ekor je. So yes, I think it is very, very Malaysian indeed to go out and flat out reject PAS. Let's not accept this kind of slander, lie-filled politics, throwing out false statements with no proof, and let's normalize a different and better culture that is, for the first time in these people's lives, not built on pretending to be religious, but actually demonstrating no economic, social, or cultural value to this entire country while claiming that they are terpaling offended and need to be protected. But well, Sepupus, what do you think? Does hating past mean that you hate Malaysia? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That's all to say about that, and bye.